G'day guys, welcome to the Iron Empire. This time we got 7 days, 220 hours and one very, very special Torana. Okay guys, so this morning is a pretty exciting day for me. I'm down here to pick up Andreas' car. This car has a lot of history and it has been sitting for a long time. First of all, I'm going to open up its resting place. We're going to drag it out and we'll have a quick look around it. I'm going to hide in the container here because it is super windy outside. But this is Andy's first car. The long story short on this is she got this when she was like 16 or 17. Got plenty of good years out of it. Got to remember, in the early 2000s, first cars weren't chrome bumper cars anymore. People were using late 90s cars or mid 90s cars as first cars. So she was getting around this Torana. She absolutely loved it. She's been a rev head forever. And she got plenty of good use out of this thing, plenty of good memories. It taught her a lot, and it ended up getting stolen and recovered, and it sat in the paddock for years. The motor got taken out to put in her sister's car, Amy, to get that on the road, which is also on UC Torana. So it wasn't until I gave her a kick up the bum and said, Andy, let's get stuck into this thing. We need to revive this car. We dragged it out, started doing a bit of work on the front end, and got all the supplies to paint the car. But then she come across the Valiant wagon, which you may have seen in another episode. We ended up taking this out, putting it in the container, getting the wagon running, and this is now sat for a further couple of years. Enough's enough, it's time to get it out. We're gonna drag it down to Jake's shop. We're gonna spend a good solid week on it, see how far we can get on this thing. We're gonna revive her childhood car. All right, we're all loaded up. I'm knackered. Hit the road, get it down there. See what we've got to deal with. Can't wait. Unreal, this thing has been kept dry and safe for like 2 years, and I've got to do a 20-minute drive and it pours down. Anyway, we're so close. Can't wait to unload this and have a real good look around at what's to do. All right, so we've got the back window out and it is not fantastic. We're gonna have a look around the lower section. Vince is here, he's got the drill, he's gonna drill out the lock because I can't find the keys for the thing. So I wanna get into it that way. I'm doing a bit of cleanup here. Chasing all the rusty areas. Start digging until we find clean metal and then assess how far we're gonna go once we're getting deep. Alright guys, so I've been digging into this thing and just chasing back as far as I can until I hit fresh metal. There's quite a lot of holes through the front end. Obviously they're pretty common, I think, for window rubbers to fail and let a lot of water in. So the water's come in, made its way down here, through the second layer, and then into the floor. Good news is driver's side floors are pretty good. Bad news is passengers are pretty bad. The problem with this passenger side is that it's far too far gone to even make some sections, and it's lost its strength. It's just super weak, and the main concern for me is that these rear ends, actually the floor link is sort of grafted into the floor, so it relies on the floor for strength. So anyway, I've had enough of grinding out rust for now. All I'm going to do is cut out a section here, put a replacement section on this wheel arch, and then that way I feel like I've got a little bit more progress done for the day. It's just gone 12 o'clock on day 2-ish, and it's been a big day. Jake and I have been here, well, Jake's been here since like 7 o'clock. I got here nearly 8, and Adam got here at 4 after work today. So between us all, we've got like 30 hours worth of work done today. So stoked with that. All these doors are getting very close to a high fill prime on the inside. Not much work left on the outside. These will be in 2K first thing in the morning, and then we'll get stuck into finish off the bodywork on the car while these are all drying, setting and settling. So back in the morning. All right guys, so we are well and truly into day 3 of the paint panel on the Torana. And as you can see, we've got a few panels here that are all ready to go. The 3 doors that I've just done out there, that's just the inners that are now all filed up. They're in 2K hardening. This door and the bonnet that Adam worked on last night, that is all in 2K now, ready for a block. Probably maybe a reprime and ready for paint. We got to work on the fronts of the doors, but the insides are now done. Jake's just knocking around the rad support panel because we got to hang these guards. Can't remember whether I mentioned or not, this was stolen and recovered like 11 years ago, so it had a front end. Both front guards are crumpled. The rad support panel is crumpled. I've already fixed the other side. Jake's getting this side up square, and then sit the grill in and get everything all lined up. But so far the hanging panels are getting really close. Place looks like a bomb's gone off in here. It's absolutely dog's breakfast in here. There's just stuff everywhere. Like these panels that Jake smashed out, they've come up really, really good. To be honest with you, I'm not sure how this video is going to come out because I haven't been really doing many updates throughout the day. It's more of an overview of the progress we've made. You guys have seen how we do bodywork plenty of times, so I'm not going to do a whole video of just hours and hours of bodywork, but as you can see, all the hanging panels are off the car. Jake's finally getting the last coats of primer on the front guards, and yeah, we're nearly ready to wrap up for another night. It's nearly 2 o'clock in the morning, so yeah, we've done another 30 odd hours between us, and it's all looking pretty good. So we'll be back in the morning to get stuck into the body and hopefully get that all in primer and ready to be blocked down to hang the panels and do one final lot of filler to get everything looking nice and straight. So fingers crossed. Wednesday morning, we have 2.5 days left pretty much to try and get this thing in some colour, and this is what we've got to deal with. Jake's tackling that because that's his expertise. He'll get that knocked out. These have been hardening overnight and the panels look really good. They're in a guide coat. They can harden up for a little bit longer, and then once hopefully some help arrives today, maybe get them blocking these panels, maybe work on the engine bay. But yeah, lots of welding and grinding today, and hopefully get these door jambs all buttoned up looking pretty neat. There's seals, there's inner panels, there's chassis rails, wheel arches, quarters, rear quarters. This was an absolute mess. That is a massive amount of rough repairs right there. By far the worst of it. Front of the chassis rail needs a little bit of love. Rest of the door jambs are pretty good, but we'll hopefully have this all pretty much ready for a prime in a couple of hours. But while this stuff dries, we're going to hang the doors and try and check some body lines and see how straight it's looking.
Our legs begin to break. We've walked this path for far too long. My lungs, they start to ache, but still we carry on. I'm choking on my words, like I got a noose around my neck. I can't believe it's come to this. I can't believe it's come to this. And dear, I feel
Well, busted Jake doing some more bog work. Here we are, probably another 13 hours in on day 4, I think. I don't even know anymore. We're getting there. Amy's in the engine bay prepping that up, ready for prime. And Tiff's over there doing some bog work on the inner panel of the front fender. So Jake's teaching her how to do a bog. The most crucial point. We're doing all right. We're doing all right. Here he is, exciting times. It's 2 o'clock on day who knows what, but we are ready to put the first lot of colour down on the inside of the doors. Jake's got it all mixed up. It is ready to roll, and it is looking really, really good. So the inside of the doors are getting done, the inside of the boot's getting done, and one door jamb side is getting done over here. Reason being, the other side took too long. If we have 2 door jambs, if we wait until the other side's done, the 2 door jambs will be holding us up tomorrow. So we're going to start one on, and then that way we continue on tomorrow. Jake's going to lay down some colour and see how this thing comes out.
I'm not coming home tonight. I'm not coming home tonight. And dear, I fear I'm not coming home tonight. I'm not coming home tonight. And dear, I fear this ship is sinking. Is there hope for us? can we make it out alive? I can taste the failure in your lips. Is there hope for us? Or can we make it out alive? I can taste the failure.
At least we can get to it.
It's pretty good on there, actually. We'll just fix that up. Actually, don't step on that, please. Don't step.
All right, we need that. 8 o'clock, Thursday night, and this is the last major rust repair. Jake's just hacked out this back. This was non-existent. He's using an old guard donated by Daniel. It's a Commodore guard, so we're keeping Holden metal in the Holden. And as you can see, this whole thing has to be replaced. So what we've opted to do to reduce rust transferring later is we've used a panel bond to pinch the metal together, and then Jake's going to painstakingly weld this section in and hope to Christ that we don't warp this roof. There was a little repair here, nothing too bad. Those two are the last bits of metal work really to do on the car. And then it's just a matter of blocking and hopefully getting this thing in primer. We're hoping by midnight tonight.
Use what you have. Go to U-Puller, get yourself a rust repair section. out of a Commodore guard. It's a nice curve.
Yeah, so we've got the curve there. Something pretty close. And while Jake gets that rust repair section ready, Daniel and I have been trying to strip the roof because this is actually original paint on this roof, has broken down and we've got some rust, some surface rust happening. So the only way to sort that out is to get right down to the bare metal. So that's what we're doing here.
I won't give up. I won't give up on you. I won't give up. I won't give up on you. I won't give up. I won't give up on you. I won't give up on you.
It's 4 a.m. on D-Day. Car's taped up, ready for the first coat of primer. We're going to block it out, find any little bits that we need to address those, and then down for primer 2. Hopefully we'll be able to get it blocked out and straight with 2 primes. And in between that, we're going to hang the doors on the panels, paint this door jam up, and keep chipping away. We've got, how long we got? 20 hours. 20 hours? We got time. We're chipping away. We're getting there. How are we feeling, Jake?
Pretty tired.
Sleepy?
Still going strong, just delusional.
Yeah. I reckon I look like absolute garbage on film right now. I'll crack it. Nice. All right, so guys, I don't know if this video even makes sense. Hey, this is just a collaboration of me walking around grabbing my phone once in a blue moon. I've just had my second power nap for the night. Jake's been going strong. He hasn't stopped. He's a machine. He's also younger. But anyway, the sun's coming up out here, you can see. Sun's peeking out. Jake's just laid down a nice little coat in the engine bay here. A nice little prime up. That's just 1 prime. We're going to give this one two primes. He even masked up. I'm pretty proud of him. I've been pushing him to do things like mask up, and rub panels completely. Maybe a bit of prep sole from time to time's pretty good for Jake. So he's doing pretty well. This is hardening up. We are pretty much just waiting on this to go hard so we can block it. But we have had a good look around it, and there's a few little things we have to address, but overall it is pretty straight. We're getting there. We've got plenty more rubbing to do, hang some panels, and then we'll be laying some paint. We're gonna get this done. How you feeling, Jakey?
Yeah, not too bad.
Beautiful. Jake is absolutely killing it tonight. He's up to probably, I'd say, last coat or second last coat of colour, and then you're going to let this flash off, set really nicely, and then start laying some clear. This is going to look amazing.
Never forget these moments, never comfort them with lies, always keep them locked at home.
No, it won't. This is going to all work to plan. This has been an absolute mission. We're now just going 10 o'clock. I have Amy, Andreas' sister, liaising with me on the phone, and she's trying to stall and get Andrew to... We're trying to basically just prolong this as long as possible. We're about 2 hours past where we're expected to be, but we're just ready to put on some clear. It should take probably 4 coats, so that won't be too bad. We've got some satin black going down the bonnet and the cowl panel. It's looking so good. I think we're going to pull this off is going to be by the skin of our teeth. Any longer, Andrew's just going to want to go home because it's getting late, and she's usually well and truly in bed by now. So we don't want to blow this, and we want this to be an awesome surprise. So we're getting so close. Fingers crossed it all works out. On the final coat, this has been a trek, and he's just around the corner. No, leave it. They're here. They're probably wondering what the hell's going on.
Hi.
Alright, do you want to see what we're working on?
Oh God, what? Aww.
When do we have time? It is literally wet right now. Oh man, what an absolute mission this car has been. And unfortunately, right at the crucial moment, my phone went flat, so I didn't get any really good footage of Andrea's reaction, but of course she absolutely loved it. Instant waterworks, which I knew was going to be the case. This car means so much to her. It was at a point where she thought this was never going to happen. So for us to get in here, to get Jake's help has been absolutely amazing. Jake's pretty hard on himself and he's looking at the car, says, oh, you know, there's a few things he's not really happy with, but bear in mind this car does still need a block and a polish. This is going to bones to get a final result and it's going to look absolutely magic. So I'm wrapped with the car. Andrea couldn't be happier. I do have a bunch of people to thank. Amy, Andrea's sister, helped me get this project happening, and she came down and helped. Her friend Ethan come down to help. We had Adam here, you've seen on the channel before, he came help. Vince came down for a few days as well, spent huge hours with us. Daniel spent some time on the car as well. He'd spent some big nights with us here. Tiffany, Jake's girlfriend, and of course, mostly Jake. Could not have done this without him. We were here just pumping out insane amount of hours. Although we've done it in such a short amount of time, hopefully you can see in the video that we got stuck into this. Everything's been replaced. The amount of rusty metal that has been removed from this car is out of this world. We had the boys from the body shop down here at Allenby Gardens, literally dropping off materials every second day just about. So I've got to thank those boys as well. So if you want to stay updated on the Torana build, please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, let us know what you think of the build. Once again, huge thank you to Jake. Cannot thank him enough. If you haven't already, please check out the online store and I will see you all on an upcoming episode of The Iron Empire. Cheers, guys.
I won't give up on you.